Hey, welcome to Thatsgoodsports. I am Brandon. Breaking news, NFL fans like to get drunk and watch football perna. Today, I will show you which NFL fans drink the most and least during the game. Now, this is based on scientific research. The most important scientific research I think we've ever seen. Also today, we've got more headlines, including Carson Wentz potentially returning early, Dan Campbell on Turd Watch, Jerry Jones poisoning himself, and we'll take a look at the Josh Allen contract and try to unpack whatever the hell is going on with Michael Thomas and the Saints. Yeehaw! That's good. Sports. Also, I will have Patreon shoutouts at the end of the episode. The Patreon fantasy football info is up on Patreon, and the Zoom hangout is Thursday. Today's episode is brought to you by Raycon.com/That's Good, which will save you 15% when you use my link in the description. Now, if you watch this channel regularly, you know I work very hard producing too many videos, some might say, and that I use my Raycon everyday earbuds to stay fit via power walking, but I also use them to relax and to keep my mind right to get through the grind of the day and the craziness that comes with football season. For me, music with my morning cup of joe is therapeutic, and with Raycon's comfortable gel tip snug fit in 32 hours of battery life, I can take some time every day to zone out and charge my mentals. The 5 to 10 minutes a day I get on my back patio to breathe, absorb some music, and think of the day's best fart joke for my show, priceless. Priced right though are Raycon earbuds, especially if you click my link in the description to get 15% off your purchase. A steal since Raycons are already priced half of other premium audio brands. Okay, we've got NFL headlines from around the league. Starting with Deshaun Watson, who is not traveling with the Texans to their preseason opener in Green Bay. Preseason. Apparently, there are only male massage therapists working in Green Bay, and he refused to get on the plane. According to Dan Campbell, the Lions have no turds on the roster. I agree with Dan. I've scanned the roster, and my turd detector is silent. My dick detector, though, is beeping strong. Remember, the Lions have Penei Sewell and John Penisini. So there's no one more equipped to beat Goff than those two. Carson Wentz and Quentin Nelson are trending towards being ready to play. Wait for it. Week 1. That's great news for them, for Colts fans. Oh, disaster averted. I am happy the doctors that estimated the timeline of 5 to 12 weeks fell on the short side. Although if you live in Indiana and a doctor there tells you you have 6 to 12 months to live, assume you're dying day 1 of month 6. Hunter Henry is expected to miss multiple weeks with a shoulder injury. The Patriots have no one else to turn to at tight end, except for the other premier tight end they signed this year in the offseason and the 2 they drafted last year. Moving on to Jerry Jones. When Jerry said he would do anything known to man to win another Super Bowl, that did not include curbing his sodium intake. As we saw on Hard Knocks, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones puts extra salt on his McGriddle. His sausage and egg and cheese McGriddle. It already has 1,110 milligrams of sodium. Apparently not enough for Jerry, who might also put hot sauce on his habanero peppers and use shit-scented air freshener in the bathroom. Now, Quinn Ewers is officially on my watch list, mostly because of that sweet mullet and the balls he had to leave high school early. He's also got his first ad deal with Holy Kombucha. The ad prominently features Ewers' Luke 17:21 tattoo, which leads me to believe this is some kind of religious beverage. Obviously, there's a lot of range as far as holy beverages go. There's the blood of Christ, which is wine that gets you drunk. Or the other end of the spectrum, there's the Kool-Aid from Jonestown, which will kill you. Nickel Roby-Coleman signs with the Detroit Lions. Congrats, Nickel, you are officially not a turd. Saints fans may disagree, though. Ravens rookie receiver Rashad Bateman will miss a number of weeks with a groin injury. That's bad news. I know receivers don't want to play in Baltimore, but this is getting ridiculous. We almost made it through an entire offseason without the NFL trying to enforce a dumb rule. Almost. I'm glad the NFL finally got around to the 250th item on their to-do list, putting an emphasis on penalizing players for taunting. Literally the one thing fans and players and coaches and anybody never complains about. The NFL saw Antoine Winfield Jr. give Tyreek Hill the peace sign, one of the coolest moments last season, and said, no thank you. How dare a grown man use the universal symbol for peace? Get that shit out of the game. What's that? Deshaun Watson? Oh yeah, let's see how that plays out. Let's never forget, though, the worst taunting penalty ever called. Von Miller flagged for a fake helping of Tyrod Taylor off the ground. A flag that cost the Broncos the game and probably a spot in the postseason. How many flags did the refs throw at Chargers team doctors for stabbing Tyrod in the fucking lungs? 0. The best taunting penalty of all time, of course, was Peyton Manning taunting what's-his-face from the Houston Texans in a preseason game. Peyton Manning went out of his way to find DJ Swearinger after that touchdown to tell him to fuck off or something. I do appreciate the dozens and dozens of you who tagged me in this tweet. It is a sneak peek for the best names in college football, which, I do every offseason. Some of these names are so absurd, though, that I stopped and had to wonder whether this tweet was an elaborate prank to see how gullible I am. But no. These are real human beings playing college football this season. We've got names like Aju. I don't know what that is, but it sounds like it would be good on a sandwich. Buck Coors, perfect Wyoming name. Smoke Monday. Why not every day? Oh my God, this is shaping up to be one of the best named draft classes in a long time. But you'll have to wait till March for that shit. All right, if you're a football fan, this is the most important news you will hear all year. According to a survey from Sports Handle, who I linked below, Bengals fans consume the most alcohol per game with 5.2 drinks per adult. I'm filing this story under I don't fucking blame them. At the bottom of the list, though, are the San Francisco 49er fans with just 2.6 drinks per game. Probably because you have to take out a loan just to get a Bud Light at that stadium, and then drive an hour and a half just to get back to fucking San Francisco. And I do officially feel bad for Chargers fans. Those poor bastards have to spend an average of $60.93 to get buzzed at a game. That's by far the highest spend for any fan base. And any Chargers fan who actually shows up to a game should be immediately gifted a free drink ticket. My big takeaway here is the difference, though, between second place and 10th place is about a half a drink. Sort of like, Aaron Rodgers throwing one fewer interceptions than Patrick Mahomes last season. Not much of a difference, both are great. So credit Bengals fans for being a half drink higher than the Ravens, who were in second place. Shows me how much pain Bengals fans live with every game. Denver Broncos fans are ranked 6th, respectable, but in my opinion, this is like when a wild card team wins the Super Bowl. Everyone knows you get drunk faster at high altitudes, so I think we're much stronger drinkers than our record rating would suggest. Finally, many people thought Bills fans should be number 1. I think they should be in their own category, like a Hall of Fame for drinkers or something. They are ranked 3rd for most drinks during the game. But Bills fans walk into a game blackout drunk, so the fact that they stand tall at 3 is insane. Sports Handle posted this article and confirmed what I just said. 83% of Bills fans confirmed drinking before the game, the highest in the league. You don't have to be a fan of the Bills, but you better be a fucking fan of Bills fans. Sticking with the Bills, my adopted team, I am thrilled to announce that after his breakout season in 2020, the Bills have signed quarterback Josh Allen to a 6-year, $258 million extension, keeping him in Buffalo or Austin, Texas, through the 2028 season, when Allen will be 32 years old. The perfect age for Broncos fans to start believing he will eventually get traded to Denver. Now, after a shaky couple seasons to start his career, Allen emerged as a legit MVP candidate, accounting for 45 total touchdowns on the way to a 13-3 season. Now, he probably would have won MVP if Aaron Rodgers wasn't so pissed off that he decided to have the most efficient season of all time. A lot of people are questioning why Allen got $100 million guaranteed. $150 million, which is a larger percentage of guarantees than Patrick Mahomes got last year. The straight answer is that Mahomes has a mechanism in his contract called rolling guarantees that kick in every few years on the contract, blah, 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 blah. The cool answer is that Josh Allen is just a better quarterback and deserves more money for turning around a franchise that went a quarter century without a playoff win. Allen has gotten about 50% better every year that he's been in the league. So, by my calculations, he will break Peyton Manning's touchdown record next year, and he'll be the first player to score 100 touchdowns by 2022. Finally, we've got Michael Thomas. And this situation appears to be escalating quickly in New Orleans. But let's start from the beginning with this Michael Thomas situation, starting in the year 2020 and culminating in the present day with him seemingly on the verge of being traded. Last season, Michael Thomas suffered an ankle injury. Now, he could have either played through it or gotten surgery and effectively ended his season. But since it was Drew Brees' final season, also playing with a bunch of injuries, the Saints talked Michael Thomas into playing through his injury and helping them make a run at the Super Bowl. Spoiler alert, that didn't happen. Thomas missed 9 games in the regular season, but came back for the playoffs, not catching a single pass, though, on his 4 targets in their divisional round loss to the Buccaneers. So I don't know how effective that move was. After the season, the Saints expected Thomas to get surgery on his ankle right away. Also, didn't happen. For whatever reason, Thomas waited until June to get surgery. That's expected to keep him out for the start of the season. And if I had to guess, I would say 5 to 12 weeks. Now, the Saints are pissed off that he waited. And now Thomas is pissed off, posting this on Twitter. They tried to damage your reputation. You saved theirs by not telling your side of the story. Now, I'm not sure why he decided Comic Sans was the best way to get his point across, but to each their own. Long live Courier New. Where are my font heads at? It's pretty clear that Thomas sacrificed a lot to come back for the playoffs last year when he clearly wasn't himself. What doesn't add up is why Thomas waited on the surgery when it seemed inevitable. That said, by coincidence, I watched episode 4 of The Dark Side of Football last weekend. You know, the show that Vice produces. And guess who has a reputation for being a dick when it comes to handling player injuries? Head coach Sean Payton, who thought Devin Breaux should be man enough to play with a broken fibula.
X-rays confirmed what Breaux had been telling the team officials all along. He did not have a bone bruise. He had re-broken his leg.
A broken leg wasn't a good excuse for missing practice.
Breaux's relationship with Coach Sean Payton was now also broken.
I'm hearing Coach, not believing in me, telling me my teammates not believing in me anymore.
Either way, it's left the Saints in a situation where their top target at wide receiver for either Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston is going to be Traquan Smith, who caught 34 passes last season. Now, I'm not a huge fantasy guy, but Alvin Kamara's draft stock has to be going through the roof. He might touch the ball every damn play this season. And when I said the Saints are probably going to finish last place, I think I was accurate. All right, I've got your Big Dick Patreon shoutouts. Again, if you're gonna play in the Patreon Fantasy League, that info is on Patreon. You gotta sign up through there. And we're having our Zoom meeting Thursday. Info also on Patreon. But your Big Dick shoutouts, appropriately starting with Lord Humongous, Mike McClintock, my favorite Veep character, Scrubber Foley, who also just started a Washington football team YouTube channel. Go check him out. Drunk Nugget, Duke Egbert, Goon_5150, and Lil Baby Chihuahua Bitch Dog Gag Handjob Son, formerly known as Mr. 10,000 IQ. God, I love Patreon names. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. Click the video on the screen if you want to watch more. Links in the description for any shit you might want.